Food banks are getting stretched thin with more people needing food assistance in Colorado these days, and the Salvation Army in the Vail Valley has a unique way to deal with more demand on their food bank.
Our man in the mountains, Matt Renew, joins us from the Salvation Army Vail Greenhouse Garden Project in Eagle County. And Matt, that Salvation Army is just one of two in Colorado that's growing their own food to be used in their own food bank.
You're right, Corey and Sam. Good morning. This is just one of two Salvation Army sites in the entire state that's growing their own food. The only one at 9,000 feet. We're on the Knapp Ranch in rural Eagle County, where despite the harsh growing conditions at high elevation, they're expected to grow hundreds of pounds of fresh produce for the Salvation Army Vail's food banks this season. In rural Eagle County,
it's a beautiful place.
Tori Wilkins,
the garden and greenhouse manager of Salvation Army,
is heading up the Salvation Army Vail's Greenhouse Garden Project. We're on the Knapp Ranch near Edwards.
They are a family who has very kindly let us use their property.
She and her team have spent the last few months transforming an empty field,
huge barren field,
into a lush garden that, along with two greenhouses, are producing food for the Salvation Army Food Bank.
Tomatoes going, we have squash going. Kale is ubiquitous. We've got beans planted, peas planted, beets, radishes, zucchini.
By using nutrient-rich compost for the soil to help grow at a challenging 9,000 feet.
9,000-foot elevation garden. It's an intimidating growing space.
This Salvation Army greenhouse site,
food security starts right here,
is expected to produce hundreds of pounds of fresh produce.
Season was weird. It froze really late. It was a rough start, but I'm hoping to do at least 500 pounds.
For around 50,000 families a year in need of food assistance in this expensive resort community.
This operation is very important because it grows the food that our food pantry clients want the most, which is fresh, organic produce.
So many people reliant on that food in this community. This is the first season they've had this garden greenhouse project in this location. In the past, it was in Avon in a smaller location, so they're expecting that throughout the years they'll be able to hopefully grow more fresh produce from this location. Reporting from Eagle County, I'm Matt Renew, 9 News. Sam, Corey. Salvation Army relies entirely on donations for their operations. They've got a big fundraising event here in the Vail Valley for the Salvation Army here coming up on August 14th. It's called Empty Bowls. You can go to the Salvation Army Vail website to learn more about it. But what a great location here and some great work that they're doing with this fresh produce.
What a great idea. Clearly they have some green thumbs there. We were talking last hour. They say the secret to it is good compost.
That's exactly right. They don't use some of their food they can't use, and so they reuse that in a compost pile here on the ranch. They put that into the soil. They say that's their magic trick to growing at this elevation. They've got tarps over it. It's called a hot compost pile, which, by the way, people have yelled at me from time to time out their car window when they're driving by.
Right. See, that's my problem. It's the compost. I did not know. All right. Great pointers, great program. All right, Matt, thank you.